Thanks for joining us on our live TV news update. I am Olubenga George. The headlines. Keyamo mocks Atiku over meeting with UK government officials. Protesters storm Abuja, demand CBN governor's resignation. US House of Representatives votes to go after Justice Department. Guardiola says he has ridiculous plans for United.
Alive TV.
Now, the news in detail. Spokesman of the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, has mocked the flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, over his meeting with British government officials. Alive News gathered that the PDP flag bearer met with Minister for Development and Africa in the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, the FCDO, Andrew Mitchell, and Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, James Cleverly. The former Vice President would also meet with Archbishop of Canterbury, Justice Welby, on Wednesday before returning to the country on Thursday, January 12. Reacting in a tweet via his verified Twitter handle earlier today, Keyamo said that Atiku met with junior British government officers who acted in private capacities and hoodwinking Nigerians to believe that he was on some kind of official visit. The Minister of State for Labour and Employment added that the APC standard bearer, Bola Tinubu, is meeting the real voters across the country, saying the results of the presidential election should not come as a surprise to anyone. Away from that, protesters on Wednesday stormed the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN headquarters in Abuja. Alive News learned that the protesters are calling for the resignation of the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele. The concerned youths are not pleased with the refusal of Emefiele to appear before security operatives for questioning. The placard-carrying protesters allege that the governor of the Apex Bank is a threat to national security, demanding he must resign or be sacked. The protesters, under the auspices of National Youth Council of Nigeria, charged the CBN governor to honor the invitation of the Department of State Service. The president of the NYCN, Comrade Solomon Adodo, while addressing newsmen at the gate of CBN headquarters in Abuja, said the group will continue the protest in Abuja and across the country until Emefiele resigns. There is tight security in and around the CBN headquarters over the action. There had been allegations of terrorism against Emefiele, which has seen the secret police attempt to arrest the CBN governor. The DSS on Monday, December 19, 2022, approached the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking an order to arrest and detain Godwin Emefiele. Justice John So, the Chief Judge of the High Court, however, declines a request, ruling that the secret police did not provide any concrete evidence to substantiate its claims that Emefiele was involved in terrorism financing and economic crimes. Now, away on the foreign scene, Republicans controlling the US House of Representatives voted on Tuesday to launch an investigation into what they termed President Joe Biden's weaponization of the federal government, but Democrats branded it a partisan fishing expedition. Republicans have been promising to use their new majority against the Justice Department, FBI, and other federal agencies investigating Republican former Vice President Donald Trump and his supporters, who on January 6, 2021, stormed the Capitol. The party line, vote on Tuesday, aims to do just that, setting up a select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. The body is set to launch a wide-ranging probe of Democratic Biden administration, which Republicans accuse of weaponizing the FBI against Trump. Republicans will also investigate claims that the Biden administration has pressured big tech companies to censor views that run contrary to the White House policy. The bill establishing the panel said lawmakers would probe how the executive branch works with the private sector, non-profit groups, and other agencies to facilitate action against American citizens. Among the federal agencies targeted are those looking into Trump's attempt to overturn his 2020 defeat and alleged mishandling of classified documents. Trump has dismissed these probes as witch hunts. Republican Representative Ellis Stefanik, days after the August search of Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort classified material, promised to launch a probe of Joe Biden and his administration's weaponization of the Department of Justice and FBI. The FBI raid of President Trump is a complete abuse and overreach of its authority, have raised concerns about a provision that authorizes the committee to probe ongoing criminal investigations, which are generally outside the purview of congressional oversight. And now in sports, the manager of Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, claims to have a ridiculous plan to defeat Manchester United in the Manchester derby on Saturday. Since taking over from Manuel Pellegrini in 2016, Guardiola has lost 6 of the 17 matches against United. In each of his 6 seasons as manager of City, the Spaniard has finished ahead of the Red Devils. He has faced 4 different United managers over that time, with Erik ten Hag being the most recent. In a 6-3 triumph at Etihad Stadium in October, Guardiola completed his victories over all the managers. Nevertheless, United has only lost 7 points in their previous 10 Premier League contests and has won 4 straight games, which is their best streak since March 2021. In light of this, Guardiola will choose a cautious City squad to play Southampton in the EFL Cup on Wednesday to have a fresher squad for the derby this weekend. Several theories are raised when the idea of Guardiola coming up with anything wild, and if they are put into action, they support the idea that he overthinks key crucial matches, sometimes to the harm of his team. The most obvious instance occurred in 2020 Champions League quarterfinal, where City was widely expected to upset Lyon in a unique encounter, only to lose after Guardiola switched his formation to a 3-5-2 to slow down a club that had defeated the Blues earlier in the season. Guardiola was asked about it before City's first leg of their Champions League quarter-final encounter against Atletico Madrid, which they ultimately won. Guardiola did not elaborate on his preparations for Saturday's match against United, despite observing that his players were worn out during practice following last week's Premier League success against Chelsea. First-placed Arsenal are 4 points above second-placed Manchester City on the Premier League table, heading into the Manchester derby, which will kick off at Old Trafford at 1:30 on January 14. And that's news update for you. I'm Olubenga George. Enjoy the rest of your day.